Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. A man was arrested for investigation into assault with a deadly weapon after allegedly driving his vehicle into a person at a party in 29 Palms. On Monday at 11:20 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to a home in the 73,800 block of Sunnyvale Drive in 29 Palms for a report of an assault reported by a witness. Deputies say that a party was happening at the home when Christopher Hasley, 28, got into an altercation with the victim. Witnesses told deputies that Hasley intentionally rammed his vehicle into the victim before leaving the party. The victim sustained injuries to their right leg and shoulder. Deputies located Hasley at his home in the 6300 block of Smoke Tree Lane in 29 Palms just after 1 a.m. They took him into custody. He was found to have a suspended driver's license and an active misdemeanor warrant for vehicle charges. Christopher Hasley was arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon and driving on a suspended license. He was booked into the West Valley Detention Center and has since been released on bail. A man with 6 outstanding warrants and alleged to be in possession of drugs was arrested during a traffic stop in Yucca Valley. On Saturday at around 6 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies conducted a traffic stop near the intersection of Dumosa and Antelope Trail in Yucca Valley. During the traffic stop, deputies contacted Justin Long, 43. Long was found to have 6 outstanding warrants, one of which was related to running a chop shop for stolen vehicles. They found that he has previous drug convictions and say after a search, he was found in possession of drugs. Justin Long was taken into custody. He was arrested in 2019 in connection with a chop shop being run in Johnson Valley. Justin Long was arrested for investigation into possession of drugs and 6 active warrants. He is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $350,000 bail. Affordable housing is one of the biggest issues facing California, and while San Bernardino County has a lower cost of living than other counties in Southern California, the percentage of its residents that can afford to purchase a home is shrinking as inflation continues to outpace income. The town of Yucca Valley has joined a regional housing program that aims to help municipalities access resources to create housing projects that can fill that gap. Online news editor Robert Hayden has more.
The San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust was established in 2023 to create a dedicated fund that would support affordable housing construction and programs in the county. The trust allows multiple cities to pool their funds and gain broader access to state and federal resources that can help push large-scale housing projects forward. Deputy Town Manager Curtis Yakima led a presentation on the SBRHD at Tuesday evening's Yucca Valley Town Council meeting, and he used the Demosa Senior Village development to illustrate the complexities of funding large-scale affordable housing projects. The 74-unit facility had a total project cost of around $18 million back in 2012, and Yakima says that while that's relatively cheap compared to today's costs, that project was financed through a stack of county, state, and federal programs and grants. That funding process is becoming more difficult, Yakima says, and the San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust can help in securing funds and developers that a single city may not have access to.
It could be state funding, federal funding, regional funding. You have developer interests that may be more aggressive if they're working with a trust in a number of cities, as opposed to a single city or a single one-off entity. The housing trust, depending on how active and how established or mature it is, can often have success in acquiring funds from either dedicated sources or even legislative sources.
Yakima says that the Housing Trust would be administered through the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority Council of Governments, and the board is made up of one elected official from each participating municipality. The town of Yucca Valley would remain legally independent from the trust, and Yakima estimates the initial contribution from the town to the Housing Trust would be somewhere in the $30,000 to $50,000 range. As more cities from the county join the Housing Trust, that would drive costs down further. Currently, there are 11 cities participating, with the potential for all 24 cities in the county joining up. Council members were receptive to the idea of the town joining the trust. Here's Mayor Merle Abel.
Sounds like exactly, I mean, we're all concerned about affordable housing and anything, any tool we could use or joining a large group that makes it a little bit more feasible to get some funding would be fantastic.
Councilmember Robert Lombardo agreed.
No, I think we've been looking for something like this to be part of, because just individually we're too small to get the kind of attention we need to be building these things. I think it's important that we participate.
The motion to join the Housing Trust was passed with Mayor Merle Abel chosen as the town's representative. You can find more information on the San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust at this story on our website, Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
At last night's meeting of the 29 Palms Planning Commission, the commission discussed ways to simplify the process of obtaining a city address. Submitting an application for a building permit in 29 Palms is now a sufficient way of obtaining a city address. Annalise Kuiper brings us details from the meeting.
Currently, the City of 29 Palms will allocate a street address for a vacant parcel as long as an application for a building permit has been submitted. It is at the discretion of the Community Development Director, Keith Gardner, to issue an address or not. He wants to remove this issue from his discretion and create a policy to be followed when applying for a city address. The cities of Palm Springs and Riverside have identical application forms for establishing an address. A similar one could be implemented in 29 Palms. In principle, the 29 Palms Water District will not install a water meter without a city address. General Manager Matt Schrag offered a way the Water District could assist the city when a water meter is being requested.
So I'm just saying the city could have a way out to help you with this policy by saying there is an underlying way to get a water meter, but you will have to sign cultivation letters saying no marijuana can be on site, and if the district finds out.
If the applicant signs a letter stating that marijuana will not be cultivated, a water meter might be installed. However, any signs of marijuana cultivation will cause the meter and access to water to be promptly removed at the owner's expense. At this time, a 5/8 inch water meter costs approximately $7,000, which may run all the way up to $13,000 if there is excess digging required or a road has to be traversed. The commissioners agreed that an appeal process should remain in place, so if an application is denied, an applicant may address the Planning Commission and request that their application be reconsidered. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Annalise Kuiper.
The Morongo Unified School District's Enrollment Committee's regularly scheduled meeting for tonight has been canceled. The cancellation was announced yesterday afternoon and cites multiple scheduling conflicts among members as the reason for the cancellation. The district apologized for the late notice. The Morongo Unified School District's Enrollment Committee meets next on April 9th. The Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors will hold their regular meeting tonight in Covington Park's multipurpose room. Reporter Gabriel Hart has highlights from the meeting's agenda.
The board will hold a reorganization in the wake of new board member Randy Wilson being voted in last month. The board will appoint new individuals or reappoint current standing individuals for president, vice president, fire commissioner, park commissioner, and finance director. The board will review a new legal counsel agreement and a line of credit for Covington Park repairs, and there will be an update on improvements to the Covington Park kitchen, including progress made to date and steps needed to complete the project. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. in Covington Park's multipurpose room and is open to the public. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The 29 Palms Tourism Business Improvement District Board meets in regular session tomorrow. The board will receive an update from their Director of Marketing before moving on to a long-term strategizing session. That will include subcommittee assignments, upcoming deadline adjustments, and refinements to their programming prior to 2027. The 29 Palms Tourism Business Improvement District Board meets tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. at 29 Palms City Hall, located at 6136 Adobe Road. And finally, under the current heat wave, the 29 Palms High School Lady Cats softball team played the Moreno Valley Vikings. The game went the whole 7 innings, with the Wildcats winning at the end, 13-6. Mariah Curiamenta went 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBIs. Eve Staggs went 2 for 3 at the plate with 3 RBIs, and Anissa Yuso pitched all 7 innings and had 6 strikeouts. The Lady Cats have won 7 straight games this season. Their record is now 7-3. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.